Hi there. How are you?
I'm great, how are you?
I'm good. I was going to say, you look beautiful, by the way. I love that dress. You look gorgeous.
Thank you. It's pockets.
That's important for a woman. We don't get those a whole lot.
It changes everything. It's almost as good as getting it on sale.
Oh, man. So this is my first chance ever getting to talk to you. My name is Jessie, and I've watched the show since the pilot.
Oh, really?
Since I was 17. So I've seen your many layers as Mary, and I want to tell you, you're amazing, and I love what you did with that role. And I haven't watched the episode yet, but I know what happened, and I want to thank you so much for what you've done as her. It means a lot. I am a mom of 2 sons, and almost 5 and almost 2. Okay. So when you came back to the show and she was going through all that with, like, she had babies and now they're grown men, like, oh God, that hit me hard. So thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been my honor and my pleasure.
Man, sorry, I'm shaking so bad.
It happens.
So I wanted to ask you, behind the scenes with Jared and Jensen, like, what do you want to share with us? Whatever you want to share with us on your experience.
They're awful. I think of them as my own little brothers. Not my children, sorry. They are classy and polite and charming and gentlemen, and occasionally it's hard to control. But always respectful and smart, and after all this time, 14 years they've been on the show, you can say to either of them, like, I'm not sure about this thing in the scene, and do you want to work on it? They're like, yeah, let's run it, let's talk about it, let's call Andrew Dabb and ask him what he said. Like, they're in. And I mean, I think that's part of the lightning in the bottle that is this show and this fandom and the whole supernatural universe, which is, they want to be there. All of us want to be there. All you guys want to be here and want us to be here. You know, like it's everyone's in it together. And when someone starts losing interest, that's when, I mean, I have been on tons of shows and as guest stars mostly, so I pop in and out and I have a pretty clear objective view, and like, so a lot of times like the lead or the top couple leads are checked out. Like they barely introduce themselves, they come in, say their lines and they're gone, and they don't care, like the writing doesn't make sense, they don't care, and that is never the case with them. And I mean, they're just delightful. And they're awful. They're awful. So I don't, as far as like a specific story, I mean, just for the last day, my last day working with them was this last episode, and I was wrapped and they were staying to do some more scenes, and I can't tell their trailers apart. They're both like the size of a city block and they look exactly alike. And so I just knocked on one to say goodbye, and it happened to be Jensen's. And he opened the door, he's like, hey, and you know, I'm down there and they're like, hey. And he opened the door and I was like, bye, and I just burst into tears. And he's like, oh God. And we just talked and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm just, you know, we talked a little bit and he was delightful and sweet. And then I went and knocked on Jared's door and he opened the door, and again, like, and I didn't even say anything and I started crying. And he's like, oh God, I'm like, I'm just sad. He's like, we're sad too, it's okay. And I think he's such an empath, right? So, I mean, these are 2 leads on a show who have worked a bazillion hours in the last 14 years. And it's not just me, like they will go out of their way like that for everyone. They're like, it's okay, what do you need? Like they're just there. They're delightful people, which all of you know. I don't know why I have to keep saying it, because you guys are like, yeah, we know. So, I consider myself incredibly fortunate to have had this experience. Thank you.
The dinner scene? Were you doing the classic act behind, like back scene actor, elephants and watermelons, or was it Sam, Jeff, Jared, and Jensen talking? Because we didn't hear any dialogue. I don't know if you know.
When it was the MOS and we were just talking?
Yeah.
Oh God, we were talking.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, jokes, and in fact, after Bob Singer, the director, he's like, he just laugh and tell jokes, and we were throwing food, and he's like, okay, so we want to move past to grateful and enjoy our dinner. It's not suddenly a food fight, and maybe it's not raucous laughter. We can just tone it down a little bit, but we were just laughing. I mean, they were not serious in a situation like that. And it was just, and we did it several times. It was just fun. I mean, Jared has the craziest jokes, and he was telling us like knocking out. I can't remember any of them because I'm the worst. But yeah, no, we were actually, there was no, I didn't know what elephants and cantaloupe. What did you say? Elephants and watermelon. No, I didn't even know what that was. No, we were actually talking and eating. They ate so much Winchester Surprise. They really did. They were just, I was like, okay. I didn't make it. Yeah. And we actually had a big conversation about the fact that there was wine on the table. The boys are like, and they're like, you're going to be grown-ups for this dinner. Put your napkin in your lap. And they did. Thank you.